JBN, we keep you informed. Attempted murder, suicide in Clarendon reignites appeal for persons in domestic disputes to seek help. A case of attempted murder-suicide that left a woman hospitalized and a man dead in Pleasant Valley, Clarendon yesterday morning has renewed an appeal by the police for persons to seek help in settling domestic disputes. It's suspected that a domestic dispute was behind the incident, which resulted in 28-year-old Mark Riley attacking his spouse and then setting the house on fire. Riley died in the blaze. Reports from the Mayben police are that about 4:15 a.m., residents heard cries for help coming from a woman in the community, whose house was also seen engulfed in flames. The police and fire department were contacted, and on the arrival, the woman was found with multiple stab wounds. She was taken to the hospital for treatment, while members of the Jamaica Fire Brigade extinguished the blaze. Riley's charred remains were found along the rubble by firefighters. The woman is hospitalized in a serious condition. Meanwhile, the police are urging victims of domestic violence to seek the necessary intervention from law enforcers, church, court, or other support groups. Additionally, persons can seek assistance at any of the JCF's domestic violence intervention centers at the following locations: Area 5 headquarters at 1-3 Cassava Peace Road, Constant Spring, St. Andrew. Telephone number 876-702-5120 or 876-702-5121. Matilda's Corner Police Station at 115 Holdorp Road, Kingston 6. Telephone number 876-978-6003. Citizens can also visit the nearest police station or call the police 119 emergency number. 4 shot, 1 fatally in Clarendon. The bloodletting continued in Clarendon on Friday night, hours after National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang toured the sections of the parish and a commitment to providing more resources to the security forces in the parish in the future. On Friday night, a man was shot dead and the 3 others shot and injured at a shop in Cocoa Peace in Upper Clarendon. The deceased has been identified as 27-year-old Jermaine Walters of Woodall in the parish. Preliminary reports are that sometime after 8 p.m., the 4 men were gambling at a shop in Cocoa Peace when an armed man entered the establishment. The man then opened gunfire, hitting the men before fleeing the scene. The injured men were assisted to the hospital where Walters was pronounced dead. The conditions of the 3 wounded men who remained hospitalized are not known at this time. The Clarendon police are probing the shooting incident. Meanwhile, earlier on Friday, Chang toured the sections of Central and the Southeast Clarendon and met with stakeholders and residents. He assured them that the police in the parish remain motivated in tackling the crime problem. He cited as well that Maypen has been at the center of criminal activities in the parish. 1 dead, 4 hospitalized in Lilliput crash. 1 man is dead and 4 persons have been hospitalized following a crash on the Lilliput Main Road in St. James yesterday morning. Dead is 21-year-old Christopher Sherman of Ranch Road, Montego Bay. Reports on the Barrington police are that about 2 a.m., Sherman was driving a Toyota Yaris motor car with 3 passengers when he collided with a Toyota Axio motor car. The police were summoned and Sherman, along with the female passengers and the male driver of the Toyota Axio, were all taken to hospital. Sherman was pronounced dead and the others admitted in serious condition. Murderer, blood is on your shoulders. Samuel Martin remembered for inspiration and kindness. Reverend Astor Carlisle, rector of Webster Memorial United Church in St. Andrew, began his homily yesterday for the life of deceased lecturer and scholar Samuel Martin by chanting the lyrics of Buju Banton's iconic single, Murderer. Murderer, blood is on your shoulders. Kill I today, you cannot kill I tomorrow. Martin's burnt body was found in bushes in Junior Crescent, Maypen, Clarendon on April 25, after the former lecturer at St. Joseph's Teachers College had been reported missing on Good Friday. In its investigations, the police have indicated that they believe several persons were aware of the circumstances of Martin's killing but had not come forward. Murderer, your insides must be hollow. How does it feel to take the life of another? The frank-speaking clergyman said something was wrong with Jamaica's soul when such evil could be perpetuated in the full view of everyone and it was treated with stony silence. Yes, you can hide from man, but not your conscience. We are assembled in this sanctuary, cognizant of the fact that something has gone terribly wrong with the soul of our nation. And as a people, we must attend week after week the funeral services of our young and promising Jamaican brothers and sisters who died not by illness or accidents, but by murderous actions. Something has gone wrong. Something has gone terribly wrong with the way we treat each other, Carlyle said. Jamaicans have yet to find an amicable way to deal with differences, which was clear from the way persons treated each other with crassness, verbal and physical abuse, callously shared on social media, he told the congregation. Carlyle said that when life was worth nothing more than acquiring things by using people, the foundation of the nation was undermined. He said that righteous people could choose to run or band together, but that they must rally together to become a force for good. Martin was remembered by Paulie Jacobs as someone who made an impact on the lives of the people he touched, even for brief moments. An active member of the Webster's Men's Fellowship, Martin was raised in the Meadowbrook United Church after he was adopted by Reverend Raymond Coke and Mrs. Ruth Coke, but placed in the care of Sarah Parker. The late Clarendon College alumni was said to be preparing for doctoral studies in 2020. Teen arrested after attempting to extort a doctor. A 17-year-old boy for Clarendon address is now in police custody after he allegedly attempted to extort a medical doctor in St. Catherine. Reports from the Fort Pass police are that about 10:49 a.m. on Thursday, the teen sent a text message to the St. Catherine-based doctor demanding a sum of money and making threats for non-compliance towards the demand. The police were alerted and a digital forensic analysis was done which implicated the teen. He was subsequently arrested and charged with demanding money with menace. He is to appear in the Clarendon Parish Court on Friday, July 5. Man shot dead during Barbican robbery was on most wanted list, says cops. The man who was fatally shot by an off-duty policeman in Barbican, St. Andrew on Friday was wanted for questioning in relation to several murders, rape, and other serious crimes which were committed in and around the corporate area, the police are reporting. He has since been identified as Peter Campbell, otherwise called Peanut, a resident of a Barbican address. Reports from the Corporate Communication Unit, CCU, are that about 10:30 p.m., Campbell went to a section of Barbican Road where he held up a number of persons and was about to rob them when residents in the area raised an alarm. Reports are that an off-duty policeman who was also in the area heard the distress call and responded. Allegations are that Campbell opened fire at the policeman. A shootout ensued, the police said, and Campbell was fatally shot. A 9mm pistol was recovered from the scene, the police said. Since the incident, detectives from the St. Andrew North and the St. Andrew Central Division have since come out to state that Campbell was wanted for questioning in relation to a number of serious crimes, including murders in their divisions. Detectives also from the Center for the Investigation of Sexual Offences, Sissoko, are also reporting that Campbell was wanted for questioning in a rape case. Jamaica suffering billions in losses from online crime. Jamaica lost in excess of $12 million to cybercrime in 2016 alone, and given evidence that Eastern European hackers are among those cashing in on this lucrative industry. Director of the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency, Colonel Desmond Edwards, is describing cybercrime as the most nefarious of the challenges that law enforcement officers will face going forward. Edwards was speaking at a recent presentation to officials who work in border control. The security expert noted that cybercrime is a new frontier for criminal enterprises. Traditionally, we have, as you all know, focused on physical borders, but the cybercriminal operates in a virtual space. There is no defined border. We have seen, for example, hacking attacks and theft of money and so on, and going into banks and transferring money from various accounts, he said. Once you have access to the internet and a computer platform, you can do this pretty much anywhere in the world. Edwards believes the estimated loss to cybercrime is much more than the $12 billion, but the full disclosure may not be forthcoming because of the possible reputational damage to those most affected. There is some underreporting, particularly I believe from the financial institutions. There is a reputational damage to a bank if they declare that we lost this amount of money through hacking or the activities of cyber criminals, because obviously that affects the feeling of security among their clients. So there may well be a tendency to underreport the actual amount, he said. According to the 2018 Financial Stability Report published by the Bank of Jamaica, there were 62 counts of internet banking fraud in Jamaica, totaling 38.2 million Jamaican dollars in losses between January and September 2018. The publication revealed that Jamaica's banks experience nearly 2 cyber attacks per week on average. In one extreme month, hackers made off with Jamaica $10 million, although the average loss per month is Jamaica $4 million. University of the West Indies lecturer Professor Anthony Clayton noted that hackers are increasingly become key members of the team for organized criminal gangs. Cybercrime is now a major form of trans-border activity. It is now close to 1% of global GDP and is a form of crime that is growing the most rapidly at the moment, said Clayton, who is the Alkin Professor of Caribbean Sustainable Development at the University of the West Indies. It is easy to get into. It used to be that criminal organizations had to develop their own cyber skill, but they don't have to develop their own cyber skills anymore, and these are outsourced. They find hackers through the dark web, and hackers find them through the dark web. Given the shift, the professor said there is no need to look at border patrol from a different angle. New crime groups are emerging, and this is like a generational shift in organized crime. A lot of them are younger, and they have got a completely different business model, he said. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.